Okay, now we'll begin by looking at the bones and bony landmarks visible on anterior surface of the skull. Okay, and don't worry about the notes I'm taking here. I just want to make sure that I point out all the structures that are visible in each view. Okay. So this is your frontal bone. Okay, you can see that what used to be frontal suture is fading because the two has joined together. So you'll notice that frontal suture is not the same thing as coronal suture. Even the frontal plane and coronal plane are synonymous. But frontal suture and coronal suture are different. So you don't have to worry about this frontal suture, but this is the frontal bone. Now if you trace your brow lines above the orbits to the center, you notice a flat, smooth portion. This is the glabella. Okay. Above each orbit, this is the supraorbital foramen. These are the orbits. Inside each orbit, you can see superior orbital fissure. If you look medially to that, superior medially to that, you'll notice the optic canals. Okay. Okay. And these are the infraorbital foramen, or infraorbital foramina. Moving medially, you'll notice that the nasal septum is made out of two bones. This one is the vomer, which you don't have to know. The one you have to know is the perpendicular plate of the ethmoid bone. Okay. Another process of the ethmoid bone you can visualize and you're responsible for here is the middle nasal concha. We've decided to eliminate the superior nasal concha because it's pretty hard to visualize. But this is the middle nasal concha. Okay. Under each, you'll see the meatus. So this one will be the middle nasal meatus. The inferior nasal concha are separate from the ethmoid bone. So this is the inferior nasal conchae. Okay. Now you can also see your cheekbones. These are the zygomatic bones. Okay. This is your maxilla. This is the edge of this joining the teeth. So this is the alveolar margin or alveolar ridge of the maxilla. Down here, this is your mandible. And also along the edge, this is the alveolar ridge or alveolar margin. Here you'll see two holes. These are the mental foramina. So underneath the alveolar margin, this portion is the body of the mandible or mandibular body. Okay, so the hyoid bone is down here. It's separate from the skull, but it is a bone that you have to know. Okay, so it's located near your throat. Okay, that's all for the frontal view.